Hills.
Tradition never quits.
Eyes up, eyes up.
Never quits.
College up, let's go. Quiet, flip.
Tradition never rests.
We gotta dig down deep.
Never rests.
NC Rock.
Tradition never graduates.
Tradition.
Town, you know, I'll tell you about the town.
Wallington is a blue-collar town, very family-oriented.
It's not a big town, small town. Everyone's really close since it's really small.
It's a real close-knit community.
Town of Wallington's pretty small. You know, everybody pretty knows everybody. You know, everybody supports everybody, and you'll see it in the stands. You'll see, you know, the quarterback's father pick up a receiver's, you know, son if he drops a ball or something like that, tell him it's okay. You know, it's a very close-knit family.
Everybody knows each other. There's a lot of camaraderie there. Hard workers, little blue collars, a lot of smash mouth kind of people.
Great town, great community.
Small town, very ethnic, a lot of patriotism, history, loyalty, good kids and good solid families, good hard-working community.
Wallington, it's a small little community, but it's a lot of people who come together when times are rough, and it's a real nice town to be a part of and to live in.
It's a close-knit community that loves to watch football.
How big is Wallington?
It's very small, it's 1 square mile.
Wallington's it's a 1 square mile community.
1 square mile.
1 square mile.
1 square mile. 1 square mile.
It's just 1 square mile.
1 square mile.
1 square mile.
It's 1 square mile.
1 square mile.
It's about like a square mile, I think. Yeah, unless it grew from last time I checked, it's about a square mile.
Starts with the Junior Panthers. There they learn the fundamentals of what it is to be a Wallington football player. The basics, the toughness, how to tackle, how to catch the ball, how to throw the ball, how to block. And something that the last couple of years that we started doing was from the Mighty Mites all the way on up, we had the word family on our helmet, they had the word family on our helmet. We had the word overcome on the back of our helmet, they had the word overcome on the back of our helmet.
Junior football, when I became the elementary principal back in 1978, and there were no recreation programs for the kids. Means our kids were coming to school in 9th grade and putting pads on for the first time.
We used to go to the high school games, and we used to stand in the back by the goalposts and get embarrassed year after year.
So with a couple other people from town, I put the word out, I'd like to get a junior football program together.
We talked with Doviak, Mr. Cacciola. This is how do we do this?
And a few of them answered the call, and we played our first season in 1979.
We approached the Meadowlands League, and they told us, you can't use your blue and white because there was too many towns with blue and white. So we were a Polish town. Polish colors are red and white, so we decided to go with red and white.
And it added something not only in football, but it enabled families to go home at the end of the day and talk about things they did together, you know, father, son, mother, daughter, mother, son. And I think it added a lot to the town.
You know, your feeder program is really where it starts. You know, you can't just get to high school and think you're going to build tradition and championship football teams. And we were fortunate to have, again, the community and the people that volunteered their time. And we had good coaches when we were younger, and we won a lot of championships at that level as well.
We're a family from the littlest 7-year-old to the oldest senior. That's what Wallington football is. A blue-collar, hard work, family atmosphere, together. We may not have 70 kids out there, but we're going to have 35 kids that are close together, and they're going to come out and play football.
Wallington was small, but it was blue-collar.
It's just a blue-collar town. We know the value of hard work. The kids know the value of hard work, and we instill that in our program.
1, 2, 3, forward!
Everyone on the team, like, not really a lot of kids from our team come from like rich families, so we all know what it takes, you know, to work hard.
Let's go!
Oof, blue collar, that's blood, sweat, and tears, man. Every play, just leaving 100% on the field, just knowing that after every game, your aches, your bruises, your scrapes, your concussions, whatever you have, was just from leaving 110% on the field.
This is the type of community that you don't find. It was like old-time football. It was just hit you, pick you up. They didn't have the numbers, just tough kids.
It's old-fashioned smash mouth football. Every play we play hard. That's how we play. That's what we live by.
Wallington football is, a hard-nosed, blue-collar team. They do their jobs. One out of 11 is the theme that we try to bring everybody around.
Blue collar just means getting nasty. It's just hardcore football from first snap to the last snap.
E-L-S-E-R-S.
Let's go, Blue.
My name is Joe Benarzik from the Wallington Panthers, and you are watching Traditions.
What's up, Traditions? Quarterback Dane Pass from Wallington Panthers. It's about midnight now. Night before the game. Just got back from movies, had a nice night. Just hung out with a couple of guys from the team. Alright. See you guys later.
We're about to enter our locker room. This is the family home for the next 3 months. As we walk in, we're going to walk through the halls of success, which was dubbed back in 1975, 1974 under Coach McLean, Victory Lane. So as we walk in, you're going to see some of the history of Wallington High School here. We have the first Wallington High School varsity team, which was 1954. A lot of names, a lot of traditional names from town were on that first team. Last year, wanted to show our kids we do have a great winning tradition, and came up with blueprint games. And if it's a blueprint game, if we win the game gets forever immortalized in a brick. Building a solid foundation of a winning tradition, one brick at a time. And we went back in the yearbooks and we found what we believe were important games. From the first football game against Lodi, that was a 6-6 tie, to last year's Mountain Lake State Championship game. So throughout the years, you're going to see the playoff games. Other big wins. The first victory, 1954, over Englewood Boys School. We have our league championship teams. On this side, we have our state championship teams. Over here, on this side, back 20 years ago, when the Cleveland Browns started coming on the scene with the dog defense, we kind of adopted that mantra, and we really believed in it. We were hard-hitting defense. Kids used to get it shaved in the back of their heads. That's where we kind of got the idea a couple years ago with the bone-crushing hit award. Whoever has the biggest hit of the game, offensively, defensively, special teams, they also get their name and number on a painted dog bone that we have inside, which we've been doing for about 8 years. Then we hang it up in the weight room, so it's there forever. We give out, hardest working player on the scout team player of the week, hardest working player on the scout team. They get a construction helmet. It ties into the blue collar mentality of our town. Here we have our Chief Award. This was the award named after Mr. Charles Bellis. We give it out weekly. Then at the end of the year, at the dinner, we give out one award that his sons and his family choose the winner.
The Chief is the father of a guy that I played high school football with, the father of a guy who coached me in high school, and the grandfather of the quarterback who played on our team last year. And, he's just a guy who loved Wallington.
My dad was very straightforward about what needed to be done.
But he was always there. He wanted to be involved in everything, no matter what it was. If it was not so much with the X and O's, he was there, throwing the football on, switching it in, coaching and, doing the chains, whatever he had to do, because he wanted to be involved.
He was a big part of the Wallington football, everywhere from the pony leagues where he was a coach to a ball boy during my nephew's, during his tenure in the pony league.
He was a guy that was at every Wallington sporting event, especially football. He did the clock and that kind of thing. So, he's kind of goes hand in hand with Wallington football. He's probably been to more games than anybody in the history of Wallington football.
We never missed a game. Never missed a game. I mean, even right up until when he passed last year, There was days where he was so sick and he was still able to get himself up and get himself onto a lawn chair down into those games.
The kids loved him, and his nickname was Chief.
The thing that was amazing about it is that there were so many eras and generations of kids that that knew my dad. I mean, you know, there'd be kids. You know, obviously there was guys from my era and from your era that knew my father very well. But you can go right back into the last couple of years. There was younger kids, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids that, you know, referred to my father as the Chief. They just knew him, and he was like a fixture. And it was pretty cool how he was so well respected by so many kids in town.
My grandfather was a very unique individual, I should say, because when he walked around, he had a presence about him that no one else had. You know, when people walked by, they would always acknowledge the fact that he was there, like he was some sort of king, and that's who he was. He was the chief, he was the head man, and that's how he was looked at the town.
After he passed last year, we wanted to do something in his memory to just keep his name alive.
So we started giving out the Chief Award for the player of the game every week.
To honor him as a supporter, longtime supporter of Wallington Athletics, we decided to give the most outstanding player for each game a Chief head.
To win that award, you really have to play your heart out in a game, and you know, if you get that award, it really means something.
Father was a person that really liked. It wasn't so much that he loved the kid that was scoring all the touchdowns or the kid that was getting all the glory, but he was the guy that liked that kid that really busted his tail all over the field, and it was that little intangible player that would make a difference.
Those are the types of things that he really liked in watching football. It was the aggressive kid, and you know, somebody that was not afraid to get in there and stick their head in there.
To me, it's more than just getting a sticker with a tomahawk on it or just being called the Chief of the week. You played the best that you could play. You left everything on the field. You were the best one out there for every single play, the whole game. You were the leader.
It's great for me to be able to look at someone like him and to learn from him as I grow up in life, because the way he influenced people is the way that I want to be perceived.
I love that the town of Wallington will never forget him. It's really inspirational to know that he had that kind of effect on the town.
I'm Charlie Vellis from the Wallington Panthers, and you are watching Traditions.
Hey, what's up? Senior running back Joe Benarzik here, number 24. It's the night before our game. It's about 11 o'clock. Tomorrow we have a game against North Arlington. We're coming off a pretty tough loss last week to our rival St. Mary's. We're looking to bounce back tomorrow. Just time to get mentally focused, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
The firemen play a big role here in town.
We're all a big family. We all come here. We all played football in town. We started a program. We all take part. We bring the trucks to the game, and we celebrate when we win, and we cry when we lose.
Going back to when we were little kids, you know, we used to have our pizza dinners at the firehouse. It seemed like everybody in town was a volunteer fireman, and then you learned that they all played high school football in town.
Every Saturday we go to the fire department, we have breakfast there, they cook us breakfast, and as soon as you walk in here, make sure you say hello to everyone, you talk to them, tell them how the game's gonna go, what you plan on doing. And it's just great, because all of them have been football players too, so they just know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, they go to our games. I'm a junior firefighter, so I know a lot of those guys. You know, like, basically the thing in our town is we're all one big family, and they come and show their support for us, and we show our support for them too. They're at every game with the sirens and the trucks.
They're at every game. They really set the tone for the game. After every score, the fire engines blare.
Every game, the firemen come with the fire trucks and they park by the end zone. And every time we score, they just go crazy with the sirens and the horns and everything. It's crazy.
If Wallington scores a touchdown, you know you're going to hear the sirens going off, fire engines in the background. It is, as I'm sitting here talking about it, you get chills down your spine, because it's just one of the greatest feelings in the world when you hear those sirens.
You know, the fire trucks was always kind of like a a little apple in front of us that if we know that if we ever won anything, you know, we'd always get to be able to ride on the fire trucks.
That was way back when the Junior Football League, when we were winning the Meadowlands League year after year after year after year, and we won the Super Bowl. We put the little kids, the junior team, on top of the fire trucks. That was back in the 80s, and it was just a tradition that went on till to the present day.
And after a championship, whether it's the Pee-wees or the high school team, you're on those fire trucks, parading around town. And as you're driving up Patterson Ave or down Mount Pleasant Ave, and you have that wind in your hair, it's just the greatest feeling in the world.
And you know, one thing that our opponents always say to us, and people from other towns always say when they talk to us about coming to see our games, is they can't believe the support we get from the fire department, and that they're at every game. They're just an integral part of our program in our town.
Today's the beginning of a new day.
The prayer. The prayer is an integral part of the program too. Ever since, you know, I played here and before me, it's one of the things that always sticks out to past players. You know, it's one of the things that bond past players. Everybody knows it by heart. Everybody can say it. You know, it's just a great part of the program.
Dates back to Coach McLean, who started it in the 70s. So basically, it was just a prayer before the game to kind of signify what it's about and appreciating the day that you're in and making the most of it. And you know, it's something that's got passed down from each generation of Wallington football players.
The kids know it by heart. It's hanging up on the wall. It's painted nice and big in the hallway. This is the beginning of a new day, and then we want it to be gain, not lost, success, not fail, good, not evil. So each of the kids, as they come out, they're forced to read this. They're forced to, you know, have it fresh in their mind as they step out on that field. Well, today's the beginning of a new day. You got to believe it, love it, and live it.
Basically, we look at every day as a new day, and you know what happened yesterday, we forget about it. We forget about our mistakes and just try to go harder every day until we get better.
The prayer is something that you know, I can't even tell you where it started. I just know from when I played a long time ago in the Pony League, in the junior football, I remember us using that prayer. It's just basically we do it now every practice, every game. We say it as a team. It's just it's great.
I'm Paul McGreeny from the Wallington Panthers, and you're watching Traditions.
I'm Chuck Callender from the Wallington Panthers, and you're watching Traditions.
This is the beginning of a new day.
God has given us this day to use as we will.
We can waste it or use it for good.
This day is important was because
I'm exchanging a day out of my life for it.
When tomorrow comes, this day be gone forever.
Leaving in its place something I've traded for.
We want to be gained, not lost.
Success, not failure, good, not evil.
Let's go! Let's go! Today is the will. We waste to use for good. This day is important to us because we traded our lives for it. When tomorrow comes, the day we found forever, leaving place something we trade for. We want to gain, not lost, success, not failure, good, not evil. We don't want, we don't win, we don't win. Let's go! Let's go, baby! Let's get it! Let's get it! Let's go, baby! It's game time!
Welcome to the new Wallington High School football field.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Wallington Panthers.
No mercy. No mercy. 1, 2, 3. No mercy.
That's a Joe. That's a Joe. Go, Joe. Good job.
Yes! Put up your hands! Put up your hands!
That's the way you play blue collar football. You keep business. You keep it all business. Keep working. Keep working. Let's go.
All right, let's get after it. I need somebody down there to kill somebody.
Amazing.
That's all we gotta do. Get beat to get out there, boys.
Go, Joe! Go! 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 Go!
All business today, Ty. Good job. Keep it up, man. Keep punching that clock. Inbounds. Keep that clock running. Here we go. Now we roll. This is a prime example of the word overcome. All right? We overcame it today. All right? We overcame it today. And that's the way to battle for the full 48 minutes. That's the way to battle for the full 48 minutes. And from here on out, we roll. From here on out, we roll. Let's get it. We are right here. Then let's go.
Wallington Panthers.
You know, I just want to remind you guys, Mr. Vellis, Charlie's grandfather, the chief, longtime Wallington athletic supporter. Okay, we give out a weekly award, the Chief Award, to the most outstanding player, hardest working player, someone that Mr. Vellis liked to enjoy watching. And it's not necessarily going to be someone that puts up a lot of stats. It's not someone that necessarily is going to shine by scoring touchdowns or anything like that. It's going to be the person that week to week we feel did the most outstanding job to help us win. Today's Chief Award recipient, Jason Z. Jay. Good work today, kid.